Welcome to this second part of my recording on the G7 and the visit of our president to the G7. If you've not caught part 1, I suggest you go over there so that this will make better sense to you. Yeah, it's very easy. If you look in the video descriptions area below this video on YouTube, you'll be able to see a link that will take you directly to part 1 where you can start, and then this will make better sense. So let's move forward. There was a time when the highest population of foreign students in the United States was a country called Nigeria. Okay, now a few years back, another African country overtook Nigeria, to become the single African country with the highest population of foreign students entering American universities every year. And that country, as I'm sure you have guessed, is Kenya. Okay, now a lot of these Kenyan and Nigerian students never return home. Okay, once they land there for studies, they finish their studies, find work, blah blah blah, find an excuse to hang around there, blah blah blah. Generally, bottom line, they never return home. Yeah, they look to settle in the United States. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. If they see more opportunity there, it's a good idea to settle. Many of them have helped the American economy greatly. In fact, America is great because of migrants, including these migrants from Africa. But Donald Trump does not see it that way. Americans these days do not see it that way. Okay, why? Because a lot of these migrants who come, make things very competitive. They get jobs which should have gone to Americans. They're able to work harder, because obviously if you're a migrant, you normally tend to work harder. Anywhere in the world, it happens like that. And the fact that the volume of these migrants pouring to the United States is so high, and we even get other riffraffs, other people whose intentions are not good, like Somali nationals, and so on and so forth. It has brought the whole issue into a crisis mode. Now, as you know, in a crisis breaks out, you don't pick the chaff from the wheat. You don't pick the good migrants from the bad. You just label all of them migrants. Migrants not wanted. That's what it is. And that's what the current situation in the United States is. Now, one of my Club 1999 members is a former diplomat in Nairobi. He's actually a German. And I spoke to him recently. And he told me, oh, I hear you Kenyans are not happy with Trump winning. I'm a Trump supporter. I'm so happy he won. I wish there would be another Trump who would come here to Germany. So I was puzzled. I asked him why. Because of migrants. Trump has done very well to deal with migrants. His policies are right. I wish we could get somebody here. They are coming into this country, criminals, making life very difficult here, making it dangerous, etc., etc. Now that was a German speaking. Now you can imagine what Americans are saying right now. You can imagine what Americans were thinking when they're electing Trump. When everybody was laughing and making him a laughing stock, the Americans on the ground, the real voters, mtu wa kawaida, the wananchi, if I can call them that, of America, were saying yes, 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 this is the guy we're going to vote for. Okay, to get rid of all this taka from our country, migrants, we don't want them. Now, unfortunately, that's the situation. Now, naturally, no politician does not will fail to want to get re-elected. Trump, of course, is already looking at his re-election, and one of the ways he's going to get re-elected is by fulfilling his campaign promises. And one of his campaign promises, right at the top of his list, was dealing with the migrants. And that was one of the reasons why, that must have been Trump's major agenda as he attended the G7 conference. Because the main issue, other main issues like global warming, for instance, which is a major cause for concern for G7 countries, apart from the US, of course. So while they were talking about the Paris Climate Accord, curbing emissions, and getting reassurances that all countries are committed to stay on track, which President Obama gave them the last time he was here, they got a very different kettle of fish, because Trump was not interested in those things. He was absolutely not interested in global warming. Incidentally, Trump's position is that this is an invention of the Chinese. It doesn't exist. Anyway, of course, they addressed, the diplomats put this in the right language. They said all the other countries are committed to curbing emissions, while the United States continues to reflect on the matter. These diplomats, they're very funny. Of course, United States are not reflecting. The answer is no. N-O, read my lips, no. Okay? Anyway, so apart from that, he was really not really interested in those main issues. His main issue was migration. Yeah, and I'm sure it has not been reported in the press, but I'm sure those behind the scenes press out of the way discussions were very interesting, and I'm sure Trump made his stand very clear. And if Trump got a chance with our president, you can guess what you'd have told him. Yeah, it would not have been a discussion about the SGR or how Kenya is doing very well, or mutual or the current relationship between the two countries for mutual benefit. Nothing like that. Yeah, Trump is a very focused guy, very focused. Yeah, the discussion would have been about how to keep the bloody Africans out of his country. Of course, our president was a bit lucky because he has one thing the Americans really want. Yeah, others they'd have totally ignored him. Yeah, and of course that is the Al-Shabaab issue, terrorism. Yeah, Trump is very interested in that. Yeah, and of course Trump's view is that we've been wasting time here. We've not been dealing properly with these Somalis. Why don't we just bomb the hell out of them? I can imagine him saying that. Yeah, he's in a hurry. He's in a hurry. He does not understand how a ragtag militia, how a group of semi-literate Somalis can give the world so much problems. Yeah, that's how Trump thinks. And I'm sure the discussions were based on how America can support this effort more, and how this problem can come to an end like yesterday. Okay, yeah. Kenya is of course at the forefront of that, of this anti-terrorism thing. But Trump's policy here would not, I don't think, would want to involve Kenya so much. Yeah, this guy really believes in the Marines. He believes they'll just send the Marines, they land somewhere, they sort out the problem. This little thing of a local solution, is not in Trump's cards. So my guess is he would have listened with half an ear to what our president would have told him on the issue. My guess, my informed guess, is that he'd have used a lot of his aides to carry out small discussions on the side with our president about how this problem can be combated with. And you can be very sure that our side, or rather the Kenyan side, was talking about money, more money to deal with the problem. That one you can be sure. Yeah, but that's a story for another day. So folks, that's the true position about what the G7 was all about. Okay, don't be fooled by press releases, PR experts, and so on. Yeah, I think the funniest analysis I saw of this G7 conference was this SGR thing. At your Kenya is a shining whatever development of SGR, shining example. Yeah, you're going to tell the G7 countries how we did this thing and how we're going to do other similar things. Get out of here. This is Chris Kumekucha. Till next time.